Do you want to be someone people remember? How often have you tried to leave a lasting impression but failed miserably? I'll tell you a personal story that made me reflect on this. I was at this new coffee shop that opened below my house a few months ago. I walked in, there was no one there except the barista. Struck up a conversation, nothing special, just asked whether I was the first customer she serves and what her favorite pastry was to order. The kind of conversation you'd forget by the time you get back to your car. Then, 3 months later, I visit that coffee shop again and literally see her face light up when she saw me. She was smiling from her eyes. Out of the 100 customers she served every day, she covered everything we talked about. And after that, I was like, wow, when was the last time I made someone feel that way? In fact, when was the last time you made someone feel that way? That struck me. Most people are completely forgettable. Not because they're boring, but because they're so busy trying to be so-called interesting that they forget to be interested in other people instead. What made her remember me wasn't a generic, polite compliment that customers of a cafe normally give to staff. It was a compliment that touched the very essence of her. Now, if I tell you what that actually was and how I uncovered enough information to give her that unique compliment, I'll show you the trick that makes you remember, that makes people remember you, and separate you from the rest who do the same. People talking without speaking, people hearing without listening. So again, people talking without speaking. Let's relate that to how most people give compliments. I've been guilty of this myself. Nice shirt, man. Cool haircut, buddy. Or if it's a coworker, great presentation. But I noticed something. People would smile, say thanks with a downward inflection, like thanks, and then just walk away. There was no connection, no spark of, oh, this person actually sees me. That's when I found this line in the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. People aren't interested in you, they're interested in themselves. Harsh, but true. As humans, we have an inherent self-centeredness, and genuine compliments cut through the noise by acknowledging their value. See your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. The compliments that stick aren't about what someone has, they're about who someone is, and more specifically, who they want to be. Let me break down a few examples into generic versus memorable compliments. You're so smart. And a memorable version of that would be, the way you broke down that complex idea, man, that takes clarity of thought most people don't have. Next, generic, nice guitar playing. And the memorable version, the way you leave space in your playing And that takes restraint most players never learn. See the difference? The first is a simple observation. The second shows you are actually listening. Trust the one who's been where you are, wishing all it was sticks and stones. Those words cut deep, but they don't mean you're alone. And you're not invisible. You know what's wild? Most people walk around feeling invisible. They post on social media, show up at work, they have conversations, but it's all surface level. Nobody's really paying attention. So when you give someone a compliment that shows you were actually there and you noticed something specific about their choices, their skill, their character, you're not just being nice, you're giving them proof. And that's what people remember. Not the words you said, the feeling that someone finally saw them. And that's exactly what happened at the coffee shop. When the barista mentioned her favorite cake was sold out, I sighed with relief, saying that good, as I was in a weight loss program and coffee was the only guilty pleasure I had at the moment. Turned out she was also dieting, and we had banter back and forth on exercises and protein options. I complimented her, saying she looked really strong and resembled the actress Gina Carano from the movie Deadpool. Was a mixed martial artist and someone who obviously trained really hard for that role. I conveyed indirectly that she put in immense work. She remembered that 3 months later when I saw her again and asked about my gym journey. And that was it. So to summarize, here's how you can do this in 3 steps. Number 1, notice the effort. Don't compliment the outcome, compliment the process. If someone you know gives a good presentation, don't say great job, say I notice you anticipated questions before anyone asked. That shows you really understand your audience. Wow. Then 2, connect to the identity. Don't just say you're organized, especially if they're a project manager. Say you're the kind of person who thinks 3 steps ahead. I can tell from how you structured this. You're reflecting back who they are or who they aspire to be. And lastly, 3, keep it genuine. This is the most important. Only say what you actually notice and appreciate. Don't force it and don't make it weird. That's it. Leave a comment. What's a compliment someone gave you that you still remember? And I'll see you in the next one.